Hello and welcome to another powerful episode of Get Inspired series on the Enhance English podcast channel. I am your host Tanvi Malpani, and this is a special platform where we bring a story of courage, determination and transformation. Stories that aim to spark light in a learner and the speaker. This series is a part of our English speaking curriculum at Enhance English, helping students to not just learn the language but find their voice through the real life journeys of extraordinary people. And today we are truly honored to welcome a trailblazer, Captain Ruchi Sharma, India's first woman paratrooper. Her journey is most barriers, defying stereotypes and showing the world what it means to lead with strength and purpose. From skydiving into the uncharted territory to standing tall in a male dominated field, her story is as inspiring as it is historic. Get ready to be moved, motivated, and empowered. So let's dive into the conversation with Captain Ruchi Sharma. Captain Ruchi Sharma and discover what it really means to take a leap both in air and in life. So let's start. Ma'am, my first question to you is, what motivated you to become a paratrooper?
Yeah, so there's a very famous poem by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. So in the army, we were one of the first batches of the lady officers to join the army. I was like the 8th batch. So it was just in 1992 when the ladies commission started in the army. And I got commissioned in 96. So it was just 4 years. So I always wanted to do something different. I actually wanted to be in the combat roles, like literally being posted right on the borders of the Indian Army. But then that was not open. So I thought, let's do something which is daring. And the thing about paras is, Tanvi, that it is not you apply and you go there and you get selected. You have to volunteer for it. And there was no provision of volunteering. So to do something different, actually the first step of step A was started with me when I volunteered for it. Before me, nobody had volunteered in the special entry scheme.
Yes,
and so they made special provision for me to undergo para probation.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you tell our audience who is a paratrooper?
So paratrooper, like you use the word skydiving, it's not skydiving, it's actually para jump. From paratrooper, you become a para jump. You do para jumps because when you exit the aircraft, you have a static line which joins your parachute to the aircraft. So you just jump and that cord pulls out your parachute. Whereas in skydiving, you go way high up in the sky, further high up than para jumps, and you do a lot of free fall and you yourself open the the parachute. Now, the difference is, I cannot go into the detail because it's a little secret how and why the Indian Army does skydiving and para jumping.
Yes, ma'am.
However, para jump means that you're basically jumping, but you're jumping behind the enemy lines. It's not like you're fighting front. It's not like enemy is right in front of you. You are behind the enemy lines.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you describe the training process?
Yeah, so like I said, Tanvi, it was volunteer. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
training is very tough. See, I was already an officer. I was already a captain in the Indian Army. But then, paras is very difficult because you volunteer. So there's a probation period. In that probation period, Tanvi, they do everything possible under the sun to check where is your breaking point physically and mentally. So I think in my 42 days of probation period, I think I have not slept more than 3 to 4 hours in a day.
Yes, ma'am.
And the amount of physical, you are tested in every which way. You are tested even in your work. You are tested to know each and everything about the para brigade. So it is like academy looks very easy in front of para training, because you need, once you are behind the enemy lines, you're totally on your own. So the toughest people, they get selected as the paratroopers. There's a saying, men apart, every man an emperor. So that emperor, they say, is for a paratrooper. For man, you can read a woman also now. Yeah.
So, ma'am, what were the safety protocols in the place to ensure safe jumps?
Yeah. So first of all, Tanvi, any para jump will be safe only when the people who are doing the para jumps have been trained very well. So, our training just does not take place, okay, you wear a parachute and this is how you operate it, or this is what will happen. You are taught many scenarios, like so many scenarios. I remember one time, so there's a stick. The batch of people who are thrown out of the aircraft, they're called a stick. And always the first one to exit the aircraft is the officer, and the soldiers follow behind him or her. So one day the training was, so we are given an emergency parachute also. We are given two parachute. One, I told you, the static line, the aircraft opens.
Yes.
The second one, we have it in front of our chest, and that we have to open ourselves in case we realize our main chute has not opened. So one day, so that is also a 1 month training. So one day, and my instructor, we call them Ustad, they are Air Force para jump instructors. We are from the army, they are from the Air Force who train us. So there's a lot of camaraderie friendship between army and Air Force.
Yes.
Because you do a lot of physical exercise, you see a lot of struggle, you see a lot of tough times together. That makes relationships very strong. So one day he said, today will be the practice for emergency protocol. Suppose today's classes, suppose your main chute does not open. So he made me, so this is a huge hangar. It's like a big hall where aircrafts and all stand, and there's a big, it's like a swing where I was put into, and give you a swing to give you a feel as if you are in the air, And he says, ma'am, imagine. So this all instruction is in Hindi, but I'll say it for the audience in English, that he said, you have to imagine you're in the middle of the air. As soon as you exited the aircraft, you said 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, and you look up and you realize your main chute has not opened. What will you do? So this is how you will operate your emergency chute. You won't believe, Tanvi, he taught us. But that time, the way the scenario was created, the first time, and it was the month of November in Agra. It is pretty cold. And I was sweating in my dangris.